Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Antonio Brown and how he could be the best wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season. Before we hop into the content of today's video, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and drop a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers, so if you guys are new, be sure to subscribe. And I'll also leave my Twitter and Discord in the description if you guys want to go check those out and get more connected with the channel. It feels really good to be back on the mic. I've had a lot of things going on in my life, a lot of changes and adjustments, so it's taking me some time to get accustomed to my new life basically and trying to find time to record videos. So for the time being, I'm going to be trying to come out with videos anytime I can and not really a set schedule. But with all that being said, let's hop into the video about Antonio Brown and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I originally had this video planned for after the Thursday night game between the Bucs and the Cowboys, where Antonio Brown absolutely lit them on fire, going for 5 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown. And I thought after that game was a perfect opportunity to make a video about Antonio Brown and how he could actually become a huge piece of the Bucs offense this season. But as I mentioned before, it's been a little crazy and I was not able to find time to record that right away. But I still thought it was a pretty solid video idea and something I could bring to you guys even after his absolute explosion on Thursday night. The NFL hasn't seen prime AB since 2018, where he had 100 catches, 1,200 yards, and 15 touchdowns. And since then, he hasn't even cracked 500 yards receiving, but there's good signs for 2021 as he started off the year with 121 yards. Now, despite all the legal issues Antonio Brown has faced over the course of the past few years, it also doesn't help going with all the different teams he's been around. We know he got traded from the Steelers to the Raiders, where he actually didn't even play a single snap for them. And then he got signed mid-season with the Patriots, and that kind of set the trend for what Antonio Brown followed, for the coming years. Even during his Patriot days, Tom Brady was really infatuated with Antonio Brown and thought he could help out their team in a great fashion. When he moved to Tampa Bay, that stance didn't change, and Tom Brady once again wanted Antonio Brown to join him in Tampa. It was reported early on in the season that Tom Brady really wanted Antonio Brown to join them, as he could make their already insane wide receiving core even better. And a few weeks later, guess what happens? Antonio Brown signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. His role in the 2020 season wasn't exactly what we're used to seeing from Antonio Brown in his past years. He relatively played in the slot and was kind of the third or fourth option on that team because of other studs on the outside such as Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So Antonio Brown's role really was kind of more of a decoy and someone to get some catches over the middle every once in a while in the slot. After the season, many thought AB would try to chase a new opportunity somewhere else where he could probably get more targets and maybe even more money, but he decided to stay in Tampa with Tom Brady, and he signed with the Bucs on a 1-year deal up to $6.25 million, with $3.1 fully guaranteed, including a $2 million signing bonus. Now, that's a very team-friendly deal for the Bucs. They get an amazing talent who's going to be able to contribute a lot on the field for them, and of course scare other teams with their already insane receiving core. It did worry a lot of people that maybe Antonio Brown would mess up the locker room chemistry or kind of be a distraction for the Tampa Bay Bucs as a team, but I think Brown really respects Tom Brady, and any team that he's been on with Brady, there hasn't really been any problems with Antonio Brown and the rest of the team. AB lived with Tom Brady during a short time on the Patriots, and Brown actually did spend a few weeks with Tom Brady in his house once he actually signed with the Bucs to kind of transition to a new city. Tom Brady brought him in, and I think that shows how much he actually values Antonio Brown and how much he actually trusts him as a person and as a player. One of the biggest things to note was against the Cowboys, Antonio Brown lined up on the outside more often than he did last year, and I think it kind of shows his expanded role going into this year. He caught a beautiful deep ball from Tom Brady, and it really looked like prime AB out there, and I had many thoughts during the game that what if Antonio Brown turns out to be the Bucs' best receiver this year? That would be absolutely scary, as you have a consistent #1 receiver with Mike Evans and of course another wide receiver 1 caliber in Chris Godwin, both on the other end. Since entering the NFL, Mike Evans has not had a season where he doesn't have 1,000 yards, making it 7 straight seasons with over 1K receiving yards, which is actually incredible to think about as a player who's been so consistent as he has since he's entered the league. And then on the other end with Chris Godwin, who's a very dynamic player who's had a couple injuries in his career, which makes his stats not look as good, but when he's on the field, he's one of the most dynamic players in the NFL. And to pair that with Antonio Brown, who really looked like his original self to start off the season, I don't know if there's a better receiving core in the NFL. The Bucs did have a close game against the Cowboys in week 1, but they did pull off the victory, and one of the biggest plays that secured the win was Antonio Brown's catch, a deep bomb bomb from Tom Brady. The Bucs' first game against the Cowboys was a really fantastic game. I think it was better than most people expected for the opening night performance. I don't think many people were high on the Cowboys, but they really put up a good fight, and it was really entertaining to watch both offenses go to work and put up huge numbers that they did. This past Sunday, Antonio Brown didn't have as much as an impact as I thought he was going to have. He only had one catch for 17 yards against the Falcons, but the Buccaneers did blow the doors off of Atlanta, winning by 23 points at home, and largely due to their defense as they had 2 pick sixes to secure the game late in the fourth quarter. It was also reported earlier today that the Buccaneers placed Antonio Brown on the reserve/COVID list because he tested positive for the coronavirus. This likely means that he's not going to be playing this weekend, so it looks like after his very strong start to the season with his week 1 performance, Antonio Brown is going to have 2 weeks where he hasn't really contributed much at all to the team. I'm not too overly concerned with AB missing some time. I still think he can come back and be their best receiver. He's really shown things the last couple of weeks. Although he didn't have much on the stat sheet against the Falcons, you could still see AB's route running on display and the quickness and speed he still has at the age of 33. I'll be very interested to see how he continues to grow and progress throughout the season. This is really his first year in about 3 seasons where he's actually going to be with the team from start to finish. I definitely think that could help him later in the season as he's gotten his legs under him. He's got adjusted to the offense, some chemistry with Tom Brady and the rest of the players on the field, and I think AB will continue to turn heads and surprise a lot of people with what he's able to do so late in his career. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and drop a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of Antonio Brown, if he can be the best receiver for the Bucs this season, and if he can return to prime AB or something close to it. I'll be trying to come out with the video as soon as I can, but thank you guys so much for the support recently. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers, so if you guys are new, be sure to hit the subscribe button. With all that being said, I'll catch you guys next time, and enjoy yourselves in the NFL season.